Show of dislikes. Who likes these close-ups of my hands? Yes, I'm fucking with you. Totally. I was sitting here watching. What was it before this one by Seamus Young? It was something about Rick and Morty. Oh, yeah, it was Channel Federators, 107 Facts. And then I started watching this. Bethesda Never Understood Fallout by Seamus Young. The whole time was just thinking timelines. And then was thinking, what if I time traveled to go back and get fucking to go back and get fucking Szechuan sauce just so I could sell it now? Would I have to use multiversal time travel so that no one back then would know, because shit would branch off into a different timeline where they just had less sauce and just come back to now and add it to this timeline? Or should I just use the continuative one? You know, fuck that. Let me shorten this story a bit. I got to this bit where he's showing these pictures of concept art. Yeah, Mr. Seamus Young there. He's showing concept art from like 1950s people guessing what, you know, the 2000 year is going to look like. And he said things that got sparks going off in my head. He said, when people saw the Buck Rogers series and Blade Runner back then, they saw the future. When we look at it now, we see that time back then. Okay, well, if that's the way you want to look at it, you look at it that way. Anthropologically, I see it as these people's perception, who are limited by the technology of their time and the idealism of their time. I see what they're projecting things might look like in the future based on what they know about the world around them at that time. So, with that in mind, leads me from the preface into the premise of this video. It flashed into my mind and stuck there while I was using the loo just a moment ago. Well, several moments ago. Several moments plus, you know, however many days since posting this video to the time you see it, relative to your position in continuance. Let's just leave it at that. It could get messy. The idea occurred to me. What if the writers and actors involved from James Cameron's Terminator, the very first one, what if they had all agreed upon doing a multiverse theory variation of Terminator, in which they build up a story. They get to a certain point, Terminator 1 and 2 and 3, and then from that point you branch off, and then you've got Terminator Genesis, you've got fucking Terminator Salvation, you've got Terminator Dark Fate. These are all multiverses that have sprung off from various points in the Terminator timeline. What if Arnold Schwarzenegger, yeah, I'm going to butcher that name purposefully just to piss people off. What if Mr. Arnold, who is short one nigger, is actually in on the whole idea of multiversal theory behind the Terminator timeline. And everyone bitching and moaning about Terminator Genesis and Terminator Dark Fate and Terminator this and Terminator that isn't true to the original idea. What if it actually is true to the original idea, then via of being the multiversal theory? In which case, that's a big fuck you now, isn't it? Somebody, oh yeah, it's big brain time. Put your fucking thinking caps on.